The light guides my steps and illuminates my path. The light flows through me, and by its grace am I made one with all that is sacred. The light
Liadrin, it has begun. I need you with me on the wall.
Lorthamar, the void will envelop us soon. Only the light can save us now.
No. The time for prayer has passed.
The sunwell will not fall. Not while I draw breath. Little elves. I can see you grow weary. How much longer can you hold out? Flee and save yourselves.
Liadrin, don't.
Light be with you. You see? She understands it's hopeless. Soon, you all will. The light guides my steps and illuminates my path. The light flows through me, and by its grace am I made one with all that is sacred. The light guides my steps and illuminates my path. The light flows through... I know that I am unworthy. I don't know if I deserve your help, but I know my people do. Please give them strength. I admire your spirit, but that will not save you. Soon, I will break your world.
You can't even break one elf.
This darkness comes to devour everything. And when it is finished, there will be no more light. Without your aid, we will perish. I beg you, help us. Sunwell will not fall!
Not while we draw breath.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Vladimir. So you just watched the reveal trailer for World of Warcraft Midnight. This is why the video this week is a little bit late. We were waiting for this reveal. On top of that, Blizzard also just revealed when the expansion is going to be coming and a whole lot of details about the expansion, as well as the purchase price and everything else included with it. We're going to be going over that today, and we're also going to be asking a question. Is there too many versions of World of Warcraft? Well, before we get into all that, though, do me a favor, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and hit that notification button. That way you never miss a video before I drop one. All right, let's go find out what's going on. All right, so as mentioned, we did get the reveal trailer for the cinematic trailer for World of Warcraft Midnight. Blizzard also dropped a gameplay trailer, so we're going to actually check that out together live right now. This is the first time I've seen this as well, so we're going to get my live reaction with it. Let's go.
The light flickers, and in its trembling glow, you still cling to
Oh, there's the player housing.
How quaint.
The shadow is closing in. It hungers to devour everything. Our home, our kin, our hope. We cannot succumb to fear. We must not falter. There will be no victory without suffering. No survival without sacrifice.
You feel it, don't you? The call of the void, that devouring host, with no mercy, no equal. Come, little lights, and be extinguished.
The darkest night falls upon us. But if we stand together,
I like that.
the dawn will
That's cool.
come. I call upon you now, champions of the light, defenders of Azeroth. Summon your strength, steel your hearts, because today we fight.
All right, so you just saw the gameplay reveal trailer as well. I didn't mind it. It was okay, in my opinion. There's some things I liked, some things I didn't. So we're just gonna go over the list here. We got the new zones. We'll cover that in a little bit. There's some things I want to discuss on that. We got the new race, the Discover Harandar. Poor choice, in my opinion. I was gonna have to say this right off the bat. There is a few things about this expansion I'm not exactly satisfied with, and I think there's quite a few players that are feeling the same way. I think, based on the fact that we're dealing with Wealth of Lost and Sunwell, I believe that it was in bad taste that we don't have the Highborn or we don't have the Ethereals that we are already dealing with. For them to bring in the Harandar, it just doesn't make much sense. It just looked like a kind of a grab and just throw it in there and let's see what happens. I don't believe that was a great character choice. It looks like we have kind of a hunter druid cross thing happening there with the Harandar. Could be a cool class. We'll check it out. We'll see what happens. We'll go through it, obviously. Housing. Housing looks all right. Well, I've never been a huge fan of housing, but it has been a major thing that many players have asked for the game. And they've asked for it for well over a decade, like many years. And I don't think it should have been included in an expansion. I believe that should have been a separate patch. Is it like, here you go, guys. This is something you've been asking for, and here you go. You finally got it. I don't think it should have been a paid feature, and that's exactly what it is now because it is included with the expansion. Prey, kind of interesting, but at the same time, it kind of reminds me of something that already exists in the game. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. We have the new specialization for the Demon Hunter, which it seems like really late to me. This is something, the Demon Hunter's been sitting at two specializations for a long time, and it shouldn't have been. We got the Drakir, got 3 specializations very quickly. Why did it take so long for the Demon Hunter? And it might have something to do with how far ahead they were planning for the storyline, which is actually kind of bothersome, really, if you think they were planning that far ahead, since the Demon Hunters, how long have been in the game for how long now? And it's just coming out now. That means that they've had this much time to plan all of what we got in this expansion. So there's some questions there, but we got lots of new dungeons and raids, which is great. I always love dungeon raids. I'm a dungeon raid guy. That's what I like doing. Even if I'm not striving for the top spots or top raids, top dungeons, I still love playing the dungeons. I just always loved the dungeons. I don't know why, but that's where I gravitate to. Excuse me. We got updated new and returning player experience. I don't know what that's about. We'll talk about that. New Battleground Slayers Rise. So it's a new 40 versus 40. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. So we got the new chapter of the story of the World Sword Saga, and we're obviously going into Quel'Thalas, and we're going to be dealing with Sunwell and Xal'atath trying to take over more power. So we'll see what that looks like then. We've got new zones to explore. So as I mentioned, we're going to talk about zones a little bit later on. One of the things I don't like, okay, great, having Quel'Thalas in there is good. I understand the reason for it, the storyline, stuff like that. Using it as part of the expansion and giving us less zones, and one thing I've started to notice is a pattern with Blizzard is that we're getting less and less and less with each expansion. There is a positive to this. Later on, I'll tell you about it, but there is a slight positive to this. But so we've got the 4 new zones, where we got Eversong Woods, we got Zul'Aman, Haranhar, and Voidstorm. I'm going to leave a link down below so you guys can check this over, because I don't want to make this video too long. Don't want to drag this out. Now, we've got the Haranhar, I apologize, for the new class. It looks like we got kind of a Hunter Cross rogue style, like Druid almost. Looks interesting, but again, in my opinion, it is a poor choice for the current expansion. Why not the Ethereals, or why not the Highborn? The Highborn have been in the game for 30 plus years, like in the lore of the story. Why is that not coming in? We got the player housing, which I've already touched on, so we'll skip past that. Now we got the new system called Prey System. The Prey System introduces a new exciting layer of gameplay where players can track powerful targets throughout Midnight Expansion. You'll choose between 3 difficulty levels: Normal, Hard, Nightmare, each presenting unique challenges and rewards. As you hunt your target, be prepared, as they will also be hunting you. Successfully corner and defeat your prey to earn valuable rewards and progress through the system. The Prey System adds a thrilling challenge to base dynamic to the game, encouraging players to engage with powerful foes and take on contracts for higher risks and greater rewards. So they're taking a kind of a page out of Diablo with the Normal, Hard, or Nightmare sort of stepping stones there. And clearly what's going to happen here is everybody going to blow past Normal and Hard, and Nightmare is going to be the only one that needs to be farmed, because that's the only one that's going to be worth farming. I'm not sure how the system is going to be. It's an interesting concept. It does remind me a lot, like obviously there's going to be a lot more to it, but it does remind me a lot of farming rares that we already have that aren't so rare, which is kind of a standard thing. And then we got the world bosses that pop up. So obviously these are supposed to be hunting you at the same time, so we'll see how this plays out. Could be interesting, could be not. Again, we'll see how it goes. And then we got the new spec for the Demon Hunters, which is the, sorry, I can't remember what the Devourer specialization. Jesus Christ. So we got the 3rd specialization for the Demon Hunters. And like I said, we touched on this a little bit already. I believe this to be very, very late. I'm thinking this is maybe why it's coming out now is because of the connection with the Devouring. So, which begs the question, if they've had this long to plan for this one particular spec, why isn't there more to these expansions? So, but either way, it looks kind of cool. We'll check it out. I definitely love the Demon Hunter class, so we'll definitely be playing that. So we got new dungeons, delves, raids, obviously. Actually, quite a bit. I think we're starting off, the first raid has 9 new bosses, I think, which is great. In fact, actually, first tier Midnight, here we go. So we got three all new raids, 9 new bosses, endless fun. Okay, so I'm wrong here. So 9 new bosses total. So we've got 3 raids, splitting up 9 bosses. We've got the Void Sphere, it's just 6 boss raid. So again, less bosses, less stuff. Then the second phase is gonna have the Dream Rift, a single boss raid. And then March on Quel'Danas, a 2-boss raid with large story spoilers. So, interesting. Again, it's another link I'll leave below for you guys to check out. Get some more information. I don't want to do any spoilers on here if I can. I don't know if there is any spoilers, so I don't want to read over this. So if you are interested, check that out for yourself, please. We got, let's see here. So the expansion introduces eight new dungeons with unique environments, storylines. Windrunner Spire, Manchester's Terrace. Those sound pretty familiar. Murder Row, Den of Nalorok, Masara Caverns, Lightning Vale, Nexus Point Zingas, and Voidscar Arena. And then we've got New Delves. So we got Shadow Enclave, Collegiate Calamity. Calamity. My apologies if I don't pronounce that correctly. Brillian Plaza, The Dark Way, Twilight Crypts, Atalaman, The Grudge Pit, The Gulf of Memory, Sunkiller Sanctum, Shadow Guard Point, Torment's Rise. So those are the new delves. Now, just going to go back talking a bit. I forgot I had to put these up here. So we're talking about the Blood Elf homeland, and that's where we're going to be returning to with the new zones. So some of these zones are new and reimagined, and I did mention that. So again, this is another link. Since I already did talk about it, I'm not going to draw on about it. I'm going to leave this down below for you guys to check out. This explains a little bit about the zones, about what we're going into, what we're going to be looking at, stuff like that for you guys, okay? Next up, we're going to be talking about Battleground Slayer's Rise. This is a new epic 40 versus 40 in the Slayer's Rise Battleground set in the Void Storm. So that's cool. 40 versus 40. I love that. That should be fun. Something definitely worth checking out. Updated new and returning player experiences. I don't know anything about this right now. So enjoy a streamlined leveling experience focused on big characters and epic stories. The updated experience ensures that new and returning players are ready for midnight. So that means it's going to obviously speed them up right quick because the level cap is going up to level 90 as well. With gameplay and narrative adjustments made to Exile's Reach and Dragonflight expansions to improve approachability. So, okay, great. So we're getting a little bit more. So this is everything that is contained within the expansion. And right now, my honest opinion, okay, while the story is kind of cool, I think this expansion is lacking. And the expansion is available, and you can grab it for the prices. There we go. So the prices right now I have for the base edition is the $49.99. All these are Canadian, by the way. So $50 Canadian, $70 Heroic Edition, and then the Epic Edition at $90. Now, very cool, but at the same time, it just seems like it's kind of lacking. Oh wait, I think those are US prices. Yeah, those are US prices. So my apologies, my account's not logged in here. So those are the US prices. Canadian prices, I think, is like $116 for the Epic Edition. So they get quite a bit higher. So with each one, we'll just cover this real quick. If you look at the graphic here below, you can see you get a whole bunch of stuff. And you're also getting some deco for your house. You're getting some new mounts, new armor upgrades. You're getting 2,000 Trader Standard, 30 days of game time. I'm not sure what that is. Hold on, let's have a look at what that is. Oh, so we got a 3-day early access, midnight early access. Another thing about purchasing this, if you pre-order, excuse me, this wasn't mentioned earlier, is that in the housing, if you pre-order, you get early access to housing in, I believe, 11.7. I did see that earlier. So that's kind of interesting. So you're probably going to want to do that to stay up with everybody else. Hope you get a couple of pets here. You got Hope Flutter pet, Two Feathers pet, Void Strider raiment, Voidwing Dragonhawk flying mount, Void Lake Surger flying mount, Light Infused Rotunda decor, Void Corrupted Rotunda decor, Light Infused Fountain decor, Void Corrupted Fountain decor. So we got a bunch of fountains and stuff, and then we got a bunch of paintings as well for decor. Get beta access. 30 days of game time, 3 days midnight early access as well as your typical other stuff as well. So this is everything that's coming with the expansion, and I feel like it like I said, it is a little bit bare. That's my take on it. I did kind of rabble on, and I apologize if you stuck it out. I promise to have a little bit more streamlined next time. We'll move on to the next stop. All right, moving on to our last thing that we're going to talk about today. Is there too many versions of WoW? Classic week 2 of Mists of Pandaria Classic rating numbers are the lowest since the Burning Crusade. According to Wowhead, this states that these are the lowest numbers they've had since the Burning Crusade expansion. Players are stretched, like they're stretched very thin, and I myself am actually feeling that as well. I'm trying to play retail and I'm trying to play classic with friends, and there's just so much. Like, we've got the release of Anchorage in the Anniversary Realms, we've got the Mana Forge Omega in the War Within, and Mookshelf Vaults in Mists of Pandaria, all within a couple of weeks of each other. And then that's not even counting the hardcore and regular classic, everything else we got going on. So this is an interesting write-up that Wowhead did about questioning whether or not there are too many versions of WoW in the game. And I'd like to actually hear from you guys. If you guys watched it, made it to this point or whatever, please leave a comment below for me. Let me know what you guys think. I want to know, do you guys think there's too much going on in WoW? Is it hard to stay focused on one thing? Do you like the fact that there's so much going on? Like, you jump around back and forth? I do like to jump around a little bit. I don't like being focused deadly on straight on one thing. That might be the ADHD in me. It makes it difficult to even have a conversation sometimes. But either way, I'd like to hear from you guys below if you can. So if you've made it this far, please leave a comment for me. Let me know what you guys think and check that out below. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I'm going to leave these links down below for you guys. So like always, you can check that out. And thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please give it a like, give it a subscribe. And then until next time, guys, keep gaming. All right, have a good day.